Here we go. Welcome to the Escape Gaming Masters 2 qualification. This is our third game right here between MBL and DRACONT in the first round. I'm joined once again by Memb, who's going to be my co-caster for today. And I'm looking forward to this game. We've got our first ever truly water map in any of the tournaments on AoE HD that we've ran in the last 3 months. So this is going to be a treat. Sorry, not MBL, Memb even. Go ahead and introduce the players and the civs here. What are we watching? I know you're a great player. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I'll bring that up as well. This is the first time we're seeing the Berbers, actually, I think, in any of these tournaments so far. So, first time we're seeing these guys in a competitive tournament game. The Berbers, as you said, their ships move 10% faster. Their villagers also move 10% faster. So that's like an eco bonus that starts from minute 1 all the way through to the end of the game. That's going to improve their farmers the most. So they're going to have more food due to that movement speed. But it's also going to help them overall just because, you know, their villagers are going to get to work faster. They're going to have to spend less time walking. Less time walking means more time gathering. So I think the Berbers are a really strong civ here. But something that Memb said earlier on that I think is really something that, you know, we could see, especially on a map like Team Islands, is that Dark Age transport ship. Because in the Conquerors, in the Age of Kings, the transport ship wasn't available until the Feudal Age. Now you can build it in the Dark Age. Will we see an early landing? Is it too risky to do that kind of thing? It's a hugely risky play, but the reward could be, you know, it could win you the game. Well, that's they don't really. I mean, this well, it shouldn't. Yeah. 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 To land him, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes as time goes by, but yeah, just to really briefly go back to the whole Camel Archer, which is the unique unit for the Berbers and the Mangadai. Obviously, as you said, it's really far into the game if we'll ever see that. It's unlikely on this kind of map, but we'll see. But I do want to say, the Camel Archer is supposed to counter Cavalry Archers, and obviously the Mangadai is a Cavalry Archer, but I'm pretty sure the Mangadai comes out on top still. So, you know, if it comes to that, I wouldn't really go for the Camel Archer in this game. But let's just see how it goes. They still work great for kind of raiding. But it's unlikely we're going to get to that point because this is a water map and we're going to see that coming out into play now. I'd say MBL was the more experienced player on water from my knowledge of these guys. I might be wrong, but I'm fairly sure MBL should have the early game edge here. Let's see. 2 fishing ships out already for MBL. DRACONT's dock was a little bit later. But really, it comes down, when you're building forward docks like this, it comes down to who's going to be fastest to the Feudal Age, and who's going to be getting the edge from that very first galley or fire galley that comes out. And obviously, that's going to be MBL. Yeah. Yeah. He's up, yeah. Well, there's a small difference there. They're both on 23 pop, but MBL does have an extra fishing ship. Sorry, I think, he does. He did have an extra fishing ship. DRACONT adds one more now. So that means that DRACONT has one extra villager, but MBL's going to be slightly faster to the feudal age. Now, the water meta completely changed around in these expansions. Memb, I thought you were a professional caster, Memb. It's cool, it's fine. So, yeah, I was going to say, MBL here will have the edge, but the water meta completely changed around in these expansions. The Fire Galley, of course, and the Demolition Raft now in the Feudal Age. And important calls over there. Oh, I think maybe Mem didn't mute his mic. I'm not sure what's going on, to be honest. Okay, I'm going to mute Mem. How about that? Oh.
Well, I apologize, but you know that I'm getting married in April, and they are bringing me something today, just today, that is a surprise for my wife. So it was the phone call, but I thought I had this muted. Ay, ay, ay. I see Sag is muted now. At least for me, in TeamSpeak.
Sorry, Member's finished his phone call. Mem?
No, I didn't even take. So you can be. It was something from my wife, so it was something important because.
Oh yeah,
otherwise,
no
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. You're back now. Did you see that?
I saw
MBL really dominant in the early game there.
Yeah.
He got great value out of his demolition raft. DRACONT got terrible value out of his, and now DRACONT outnumbered on the water, no fishing ships left. MBL still fishing with 3. Huge early game advantage, and this is the kind of situation where you've got to act quick. If DRACONT doesn't win the water back in the next 3 or 4 minutes, he's got to get a landing going ASAP, otherwise MBL is going to lock this one down.
Well, the advantage is absolutely there. I mean, the water is almost lost it already. So I don't know what he can do in this kind of situation to come back, because now he's also really exposed to get landed. So it's a really hard situation. Look at this, man. He's getting completely the water.
Yeah, at this stage, like for DRACONT, you got to immediately switch it up, because once you're behind on water by, you know, even 3 or 4 units, it's incredibly hard to pull it back. So MBL dominant right now. 25 for DRACONT, 36 for MBL. That means he's ahead on villagers as well. DRACONT here, idle TC at the moment. He's only just made a mill. Oh my god. Man.
Yeah.
He wasn't taking food.
Yeah, he has no resources because he lost the fishing ship. He didn't make the mill. He's right now in a disaster position, really. Look at the difference in 14 minutes. 41 population and DRACONT 28 and still idle TC.
I'm sure he's wishing that he had the arena map now. Man, this is brutal.
No, this kind of maps, it has nothing to do. We saw it in the previous game, and now we are looking in this one. Actually, both players are more like close maps, like Bullet and DRACONT, and these maps are completely different. And MBL lately is playing more maps also, and I'm sure he practices in the shadows, you know, in the background, when he's not streaming, and probably he's testing some maps, really.
Yeah, I mean, what DRACONT needs, I think, I mean, that's decent. He's pushed MBL away a little bit. Now fall back. Now fall back to the docks. No, don't fight. No, don't fight. Get back. There you go. He needs a couple of demolition rafts in here, just outside of his docks, and then he can try and catch MBL out while he's grouped up like this. The demolition raft in here would be very effective. But, I mean, DRACONT's biggest mistake so far, I think, was at the very start, he made 2 demolition rafts. That was his first thing he did.
Yeah.
And when you're slower to the feudal age, I think that's a mistake, because your demolition rafts, they blow up and they're gone. But hey, he's pushing back a little bit.
Some people in this situation usually make a tower, you know, make a tower with, but you also need the flat. Well, no, with those rafts it's only 2 range. Maybe a tower would be okay to try to hold and not lose everything there. But seems, oh, is he coming back from the hell?
He's
what the hell, man?
Back.
Oh man, he's coming back. What is this, man?
MBL though, watch the demolition raft coming in. You got to be very careful here, because this could do a lot of damage. Obviously, 90 damage to multiple units could be a problem. MBL kind of wasting that one a little bit, I feel. Could have done more, but a little bit of a comeback for DRACONT on the water there. But the problem is MBL is so far ahead in economy. Like, he is so far ahead. MBL gonna be Castle way before DRACONT this game. But DRACONT actually pulling it back a little on the water. Maybe MBL idled his docks a little bit. Maybe MBL didn't quite have enough villagers on gold or something. What do you think?
Well, I don't know. I'm getting really confused right now, and I like the choice from DRACONT. I was about to say, well, DRACONT in this situation, he knows exactly, because he knows this game, and he knows that he's behind on economy. He should make a barrack, and he's exactly doing the barrack because it's the time to try to send archers, you know, to send archers to MBL to try to catch up in economy. Otherwise, even if he's trying to recover a bit on water and he recover, the difference on economy is really big. It's huge.
Well, that's exactly it. You're usually on like a land map. If your opponent's ahead in economy, you try and raid their economy and equalize it, right? But in this situation, you can't do that without landing. So DRACONT barracks up, and I want to see that landing coming in, because if he does hit MBL's economy here, that could be great.
He has way more. He has way more galleys now on water. What is this, man?
Well, check the resources though.
Yeah.
And you'll see that MBL is about to click up to the Castle Age here. He's super close. But
if you check,
still, I mean...
if you check DRACONT, you see absolutely nothing, because he's doing now the first farm with no fishing ship. So you can imagine how behind he is. And MBL is now putting up the market.
Well, I mean, let's give some credit here to DRACONT. Great little comeback on the water. But I would say as well, I mean, he's used to this 1 TC pressure. He's used to the situation on Arena where you're playing from one town center, you're trying to keep up. But yeah, I really feel like he's got to get that landing in now. MBL's going to click up to the Castle Age any second. He's just waiting on his blacksmith, and then he'll be up. And once he hits Castle, MBL will have a very big advantage, but not if he loses all of his docks first. So let's see if DRACONT can actually take them down. And will MBL be able to, you know, stop these fire galleys from raising his docks here?
Well, I think he's taking he could take the docks, but I insist. I think he should land DRACONT, because with those resources he has, when is DRACONT going to go up to Castle Age? If he's gonna go up.
Oh, he's not. He's not. This could be a bad fight for DRACONT though, as MBL unleashes the galleys from the docks and comes in from the north with his other ones as well. He's now got the number advantage. DRACONT adding in the galleys, but of course they are very counterable by the fire, or from the fire galleys. He needs to get fletching if he wants to use them effectively, and he doesn't have a blacksmith. So yeah, I feel like MBL's just brought it right back again, and he's got no chance of losing his docks now. So as soon as MBL hits Castle, he's going to have that war galley upgrade, and that means that he'll get the fire ship upgrade for free. And, well, not for free, but you know what I mean. The war galley upgrade upgrades the fire ship and the demolition raft. So, could be a big problem. But DRACONT's still not out. I mean, he's still got something here, but it's going to be incredibly hard to pull this one back.
Yeah, because also if now he want to play safe, imagine the boom MBL can get on his base also. While DRACONT is still not DRACONT is now adding the stable at home. I don't get it. Well,
Well, he wants to land something across, so I mean,
Yeah, but
stable
with what?
though
With
means
the
that he's
scouts?
gonna go for scouts. Yeah, exactly. It's a bit odd. I feel like scouts, not a good choice because first of all they cost food, which you really need at this point. But secondly, scouts are easy to counter with just a spearman. Archers are more difficult to counter.
Yeah, and you can raid.
Archers
you
can
kill,
raid
hit them
better.
Back. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So yeah, MBL hits castle, and DRACONT calls GG.
Yeah.
And I think we saw that one coming.
Yeah. Well,
Pretty fast game though.
he couldn't do anything at this point really. It was so behind. He lost the game in that early situation, in the early game, really. Mongols are dangerous.
Tough.
Mongols are really dangerous civilization.
Yeah, I mean, I totally forgot, of course, in that game, that the Berbers, DRACONT's civilization, they fire 10% faster like their ships do. So that might have explained why he was able to take the fight and actually push MBL back on the water, even though he was behind. But you know what? I feel like if DRACONT had just switched, instead of making 2 demolition rafts at the start, if he made 2 fire galleys instead, I think he could have even won the water.
Yeah, possibly. But I still think that when you are that behind in economy, the water, it's become important, but you can also go dock at the back, you know? And with that economy advantage, you can come back. Even if you lose that fight,
Sure.
he has big advantage in economy. You dock at the back and then you come back. I have seen this doing, for example, with Tatot a lot of times, that he seems that he's losing, then he has a way ahead economy. He put all the dogs at the back, and you see and
Yeah,
you say,
but,
well, now he's in Imperial,
you know,
and he's killing.
But DRACONT wasn't ahead in eco, right?
Yeah.
I mean, MBL was castle, so MBL would have been able to go from there and add a second TC. He would have been able to get the advantage on the water
I was talking
anyway.
exactly about MBL, that if DRACONT was getting back the
Oh,
water,
okay.
that MBL could go back to make the economy advantage, all the dogs at the back. So it was a win for MBL in that game.
Yeah, absolutely. That's